Greetings. This devotion is for the 3rd of July, and the reading comes from the book of Zechariah, towards the end of the Old Testament, and chapter 2, verses 6 through 13. Up, up, flee from the land of the north, says the Lord. For I have spread you abroad like the four winds of heaven, says the Lord. Up, escape to Zion, you that live with your daughter Babylon. For thus said the Lord of hosts, after his glory sent me, regarding the nations that plundered you. Truly, one who touches you touches the apple of my eye. See now, I am going to raise my hand against them, and they shall become plunder for their own slaves. Then you will know that the Lord of hosts has sent me. Sing and rejoice, O daughter Zion, for lo, I will come and dwell in your midst, says the Lord. Many nations shall join themselves to the Lord on that day, and they shall be my people, and I will dwell in your midst. And you shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me to you. The Lord will inherit Judah as his portion in the Holy Land, and will again choose Jerusalem. Be silent, all people, before the Lord, for he has roused himself from his holy dwelling. So, the Israelites were being freed from Babylon, or perhaps another way to say it, and what was also going on is that Babylon itself as a power in that area was falling and no longer had the ability to hold on to its slaves. Biblically. So we understand it just, or historically, perhaps I should say, these were the people that resettled Israel. This generation of people then resettled Israel, and that was the people that Jesus were born into. Now, there were generations separating this event from Babylon, but people told the stories, they understood. And these were the memories that the people in Jesus' day were remembering. They didn't want to be captive again to any foreign power, and in Jesus' day that would have been Rome, because they knew the stories, and they were afraid that if they broke the laws or changed things, that God was going to make them captives again. This is what Jesus ran into. This is pretty much the end of the Old Testament, moving into the beginning of what we understand as New Testament. That's the setup here. Now, the thing is, what we see as a pattern in really all of Old Testament, and then kind of finds its fruition in New Testament, is that God over and over and over and over again saves, restores his people. Again, this can be generational, but in every case, God never, ever abandons. The difference we have is that God sent us Jesus. So this never had to happen again. Never to be taken and to be slaves again. Because that's the business that God's in. The business of loving us. The business of saving us, and especially in this time period in which we're living right now. Hold on to that peace, right? God is in the business of loving and saving us. Depend on that history. Know that history to be true. Especially, it seems to me, when we live in such uncertain times and things change from day to day. hold on to this loving and saving pattern of our God. Join me in Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. The Lord makes me lie down in green pastures and leads me beside still waters. You restore my soul, O Lord, and guide me along right pathways for your name's sake. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, and my cup is running over. Surely, goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.